Welcome to Rocket League 202. This is a classroom I've designed to help players between Challenger Elite up through the lower divisions of Champion. Since you're here, then you've probably hit your tactical skill ceiling and want to know how to get to the next level. In order to do that, you must first understand attacking and defending concepts that go into playing Rocket League at a tactical level. To start off, there are three main principles of offense and defense. The principles of offense are improvisation, support, and finishing. Being able to improvise and adapt is very important because each offensive attack is unique to the situation and each defense you face will react differently. Support is probably the most important principle of offense, although it applies for defense as well. This is because about 80% of the game is spent without ball contact, so how you contribute off the ball can be the difference maker in those close games. And finishing is the last principle. Now, it's not the least important, but I say it's the last because if you put it above others, then you may lose many scoring opportunities, and that's actually demonstrated later in this video. So now that we've discussed the main principles of offense, let's go a little deeper and let's actually look at some offensive tactics. The first one I want to talk about is seen a lot in high-level play, and is commonly referred to as hyper-aggressive. The objective of this playstyle is to prevent the opposing team from getting a solid clear while stealing as much boost as possible. Now, it's obvious that stealing boost makes it more difficult for defenders to get powerful hits, and it also makes it easier to keep the ball from leaving their half. But an unintended secondary advantage that you gain is that it can cause frustration and it really tests the defense's positioning. One of the main reasons that this strategy doesn't work at the lower levels is because players don't regard finishing as the last principle. A lot of the times when players should be focused on denying these clears, you instead see them taking shots from the midfield area. Taking those kind of shots are usually easy for defenders to clear, and this could end an otherwise sustainable attack. So in the game being shown, you can see that blue team has kept the ball in our half for almost a minute straight, and we've been unable to clear the ball. This is because they're playing smart and they're stealing our boost and denying clears instead of taking easy shots that we could block. Now, if I were to explain every element of hyper-aggressive playstyles, it would be a bit overwhelming. So for now, I'd like to talk about a few more specific tactics that will bring us closer to playing at the highest level. The first one that we'll analyze is the high and long ball tactic. The positioning principles of trust and awareness are the most important elements required to make this play happen. To start it off, the ball is bouncing across our goal towards Omni, and I'm the furthest player forward. As I'm coming across the field, I read the intentions of the play, and I'm able to adjust and start heading upfield immediately. At this point, I know that Mystic and MX22 aren't in position to help defend, which means that I have a one-on-one against their last player. All I had to do at this point was beat the defender to the ball and keep the ball on target. Here is what that play looked like from my perspective, so you can see what I just described and the speed that it happened at. Notice that I dodged to get into better position while also saving enough boost that I can make the play at the end. The reason I specifically mention the dodge is because a lot of people misuse the dodge. For instance, in this play, if I would have used boost, instead of having 44, I might have closer to around 20. The lack of boost management is one of the major problems with the lower levels of play, and it results in one of the most common mistakes, which is going for the side boost or corner boost instead of going upfield to play the ball. The long ball is very flexible, and it can work well with other tactics. For example, it works very well with switching play. This tactic does exactly what it sounds like it does. Simply put, the offense switches the position of attack from one side of the field to the other. This can cross up defenses and is very hard to block shots if defenders are not anticipating passes across the field. The play that's being shown is almost perfectly executed with only one exception, so let's look at what they did right. What immediately stands out to me is their alignment within the star positioning concept that I introduced last lesson. We can see that Scrubkilla and Mike Rules trust that they can make a long pass between each other. Meanwhile, Pashy is aware of the building play potential and moves into space to receive a switchfield pass from Mike. Watching from their perspectives, we can see the principles of offense applied. The pass from Scrubkilla looks shorter than Mike expected, so he improvises by coming back to the ball and playing a switchfield pass, and Pashy supports the play by moving off the ball and into space to receive that pass. Now when it comes time to finish, Pashy doesn't take the shot. He didn't transition into the finishing principle of offense, but instead was improvising by attempting to dribble and mind game the defender. Now, there are multiple factors that may have resulted in him deciding not to take the shot, but the defender was still far from goal, so in an ideal scenario, a shot should be taken on the pass coming in. This next tactic is focused on catching the opponents overcommitting on offense and turning it into a fast break goal of your own. The trickiest part of successfully executing a counterattack is timing your initial pressure so the opposing team is still transitioning forward when you take over possession of the ball. When possession is gained, there will be a very small window of opportunity, so you can either take the shot yourself, or if a defender makes it back, you can pass it to a teammate and allow them to take the shot. From my perspective, you can see that the defender had an angle to stop me from scoring, so as the defender attempted to challenge the ball, I cut it back and passed it to my teammate. This resulted in an open shot and goal that otherwise would have been contested. We've talked a lot about how to play properly and looked at videos showing proper plays. So now let's see just how different it is when players don't follow the positioning and offensive principles. This first example displays a lack of awareness. I've centered up for a pass similar to the counterattack clip we just saw. However, this player placed the finishing principle at the top of his list, and instead of passing it to a teammate who has a better angle on goal, he shot it himself and it went straight to the defender. This player is hitting the ball with no regards to teammates' positioning or timing, and his only objective is to score goals. I believe this playstyle is a result of players focusing only on improving their mechanical skills and failing to align with the star positioning concept and the principles of offense that we've outlined in this class. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I just want to say thank you for all the support. We surpassed 2,000 subscribers this week, and that's just incredible to me, so thank you again, and I'll see you guys next time on Rocket League 203.